Oh, what another day. What's today? Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday because it was the holiday. Yeah, everybody had some barbecue. I wish I had some barbecue. I could have went for some hot links, some baked beans, some mashed potatoes, some collard greens. This stuff I miss. Oh, I miss just peace of mind. I'm out here with all these crazy people. It's like everywhere I go, they all around. And it's so funny. I saw this when I came back yesterday. I came back, I hung out at the store, my usual, charging up my phone. I left out kind of early. Came back, not really late, but yeah, then I had the what was that? The LAPD helicopter. I saw him once I had got off the bus going into the store. He's following in circles, going around in circles in the helicopter at the store that I was going in. Then once I came out the store, I probably stayed in that store for about a good 4 or 5 hours. I don't know, around about that. And when I came out, ooh, wow, he was doing the most. I know some people saw my video. He was flying so low. Yeah, and he was just going around in circles. I don't know what that was all about. Well, I do know what it was all about, but this just been going on for so long. It's just like, I'm tired. And everybody worried about me, what I'm doing, what I'm eating. I'm in a store charging up my phone, but then also I was looking at something on my phone. I was watching a video on my phone, and I turn around and I see this girl who's working in the store, but she pushes baskets. And I turn around, I see her, she got her phone out, but I was so into my phone. I noticed it the first time when I turned around, but I was so into my phone, I didn't turn my body away from her. But then as I'm watching the video on my phone, I started talking to myself saying, this girl is sitting here behind you, videoing you as you just sit down. All I was doing was sitting down, but one of her demons told her to come in the store to video me. And I was like, wow, so I just finally turned around, my body around, so she can stop videoing me. And, shortly after that, I guess she got up and left because my body was, she was behind my back, so I didn't see her when she left. But I'm quite sure one of her demons sent her in there to video me. But they so busy worrying about me, how I look, what I'm wearing, my appearance, as if I'm in a relationship with these people. I'm not out here trying to impress nobody. Long as I keep myself clean, wearing clean clothes, I'm cool. But I'm not out here looking for no man. That ain't even on my mind. My mind is to get behind closed doors and to stay away from all these demons that's out here attacking me. I'm not worried about nothing, but they worried about, you need to change your diet. They putting that on YouTube. Because, since I've been out here, like I said, I've been out here for 2 years and about 6-7 months. I think next one will be 2 years and 7 months I've been living out on the streets. But since I've been out here, I have gained like about a good 45 pounds. And that's a lot of weight. But that's all right. I still look good. But I have gained 45 pounds. I would have never gained this much weight if I was at home. Anybody knows me, how I eat and what type of food I bring into my home and how I cook for myself. But I was on track for stayed on track because when I came out here, I said, okay, I'll just eat salads, since I couldn't, I'm saying to this person walking around looking at me. But anyway, driving past looking at me. But anyway, I said I'm gonna just eat salads because before I came out here, I hadn't ate out in about 2.5 years, about 3 years to be exact. I had not eaten out. I only cooked in my home. So when I came out here, I didn't want to eat out because I said, "Ooh, I don't want to get back into. I don't want to start eating out when I stopped eating out, especially because when they had done that pandemic, when they planned that COVID stuff, I stopped eating out." So I said, "Ooh, I don't want to do that because I know these demons still out here planning and doing their work." So I said, "Okay, I'll just eat salad." So I stayed on that track for about a year eating salads. But I was buying those Bisco farm salads, ready packed salads. But one time I had bought the salads, and this is like after I had been buying those salads for about 6 months. And I bought it one time, and it was a hard piece of metal in the salad. I was like, wow, I couldn't even believe it. But I'm a complainer. When stuff ain't right, I'm going to speak my mind. So I called the 1-800 number on the box and told them, I said, "Hey, I bought one of these salads, and they had a big hard metal piece in the salad." First, I'm looking at the homeboy that was working in the fruit department, in the store. I'm looking at him because he was always looking so suspicious, and I'm thinking he opened up the package and sealed it back and put some metal stuff in there. So I'm looking at him, mad dogging him a lot. But then when I called the company, I told them, this, I complained. They told me to give the serial number that was on the packet of salad that I bought, and I gave it to them. And they sent me coupons for, more salad and whatnot, whatever. But, I was skeptical, still buying those salads. But see, I'm not knowing that the government, they have pulled in doing all this wicked stuff to your food, calling these. I don't know how they go about doing it, but I do know that they follow you around. Like I said, they have these people working in the store, and it also can be people that's standing behind you in line, watching what you buy and reporting what you buy so that they can tamper that product. Do their wicked deed to that, what you buying to eat, or even what you putting on your hair, on your body. They have this evil pull where they are doing wicked things to the items that you buy. This is another way how these cancers occur in our body. They watch what we buy and they jeopardize what we buy. So I was like, then I'm like trying different salads. I said, I don't want to get these, so I'm buying different salads. And one time I buy the ready to pack salad. I think that was the Tyson brand. I ain't gonna tell you what was in there, but I'm thinking how that came about. What was in that package was, it was old. The expiration date was the following day. But still, the shelf life was already gone. Once they have you got 7 days to eat this product and they got it all on the shelf, we got to understand the nutrients is gone already in that product. It's no good. It's old. They should have removed that already off the shelf. But what they was doing, how that came in that package, I know that they were putting old items out, because I was complaining before I bought them, because I was looking through all the products, all the salads, and I was like, damn, all these salads, you got to eat this by today or tomorrow, and this and this. So when I found that in that Tyson ready packed salad, I took that back to the store and I just got my money back. I didn't want nothing, but I didn't even call the company and complain, because like I said, that was an inside job by them, putting out all these old expired products and not removing all these expired products, because they're not removing them because they're stocking the shelves with them. So that's how that product became to be what I had in that salad. It was just, and it was unbelievable. I was so upset because I had already poured the salad in a bowl, and I took a fork spoon of one, and then when I'm going to take another fork spoon, stick the fork in the salad again, that's when I noticed what was in that salad. And I was like, Lord have mercy, that had just spoiled my appetite. So I had started falling off and then start going to Panda. You know, Panda is the worst thing to eat because Panda is nothing but fat food. You can get fat eating a lot of Pandas. So I had got to the point, it's like, I had been out here for so long now, and it had been over a year, and it's like, I'm frustrated. I'm I'm frustrated now. I'm tired. I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm miserable. So it was like, I'm just eating anything. So I had just started eating anything, and that's when I started gaining weight. I really don't care because, like I said, I still look good. But these haters, these people that's envying me, these jealous people, so busy worrying about my body instead of worrying about their kids' body. How about teaching your kids to eat right? How about teaching your mate to eat right, your wife or your man, whoever it is? Because I know it's a lot of females out here watching me too. Because like I said, that girl that was in that store yesterday, who was pushing baskets, I bet you it was one of her female demons, the one who told her to go and come in the store and video me watching my body. And that's crazy. It's like, I'm not looking at no females. I'm not worried about what no females doing. You're not out here killing. You're not out here hurting no kids. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about what you're doing if you're not doing that. I'm going to have something to say then, but I'm not one of these jealous, hateful, vindictive females. That's why I can't stand them. I don't like females. I didn't have a lot of female friends growing up. I had a lot of homegirls. Don't get me wrong. Oh, yeah, I had a lot of homegirls. But I didn't hang out with a lot of females. I was because it was always this jealous stuff. It wasn't nothing about, come on, let's go kick it. Let's go have some fun. They just want to be so jealous and hating on the other female instead of like uplifting them. Like, oh, she too fat. Let's not hang out with her. Oh, she look like a bum. Let's not hang out with her. No, come on. Let's just kick it. Don't worry about all that. I was one of those type of females. And I'm still that way. But they so worried about me instead of worrying about who what they doing. Like the other day I went into CVS and bought some Cheetos, Fritos. And so the people must have told them, oh, she bought Fritos. That's what she got from the store. So yesterday when I come back, because that was Sunday, I went in there and bought the Fritos. Yesterday, that's when I was at the market and homegirl sitting behind me, videoing me as I sit down. And because I bet they like, ooh, she showed they gained some weight. So what? I still look good. So that's why y'all mad. I gained weight. I still look good. Don't be worried about me. Worry about yourself. Keep yourself clean. Get your mind and your heart right. Quit being a part of helping these white people destroy your own race. I'm speaking about all races that's helping the white people destroy their own people. Won't y'all do better by that instead of being this evil person? You just like them, just straight evil. And it don't make no sense. But anyway, when I come back, I see this. Yes. When was that? Monday. When I come back, I see this on the ground. Look at this. It says diet chips. I know they was trying to give me a message, because like I said, I bought the Fritos. So they telling me that I need to get diet chips instead of eating the Frito chips. I'm going to eat whatever. Hey, lady. Okay, have a nice one. I'm going to eat whatever I want and I'm going to continue to. How about worrying about putting me in a place? But I don't want y'all to put me in a place because y'all already proved to me that y'all demons and I don't get down with demons. But worry about me sleeping out here on the streets, make that a priority instead of worrying about what I got on or how I'm looking or how much weight I done gained. Don't worry about that. I'm good. My heart, my mind, I'm good. And that's all that matters to me. Long as I know who I am, long as I keep my mind and my heart good, I'm straight. That's the first most important thing to me. I'm not out here being scandalous. I'm not out here setting nobody up. I'm not no cutthroat. I'm not no backstabber. I ain't never been nothing like that. So why don't y'all try to be like me in that way instead of worrying about what I'm putting in my body or worrying about what I have on. Like somebody say, oh, Forever 21. That look like Forever 21. Just know that whatever I have on, I didn't steal it. How about that? While y'all talking, just know that whatever I'm wearing, I didn't steal it. So, okay. So let's talk about that while y'all talking. But no, y'all don't want to talk about that. So, yeah. I'm just out here on the streets. Yeah, for a while now. And I'm tired. I'll tell you I'm tired. At a point too, I had stopped even wanting to get out the car because of this reason, because all these people, they got their cameras out looking and worrying about what I'm doing and, and all this kind of stuff. And that keeps them on the payroll, me getting up and out. And that's why I said, let me just stay in the car because I know, because one of them demons like, why don't you get out? Don't worry. You protected. I'm not protected by none of those evil people that's on YouTube. That's doing all that evil, wicked stuff that have been revealed. So understand that I don't need y'all protection because y'all mean no good. Y'all out here working for y'all master and y'all being rewarded by being able to help destroy America. Look at the grocery stores. Look at the clothing stores. We have nothing in there anymore. You can't even go get socks anymore. Everything is gone. You can't even shop. Old Navy look worse than Kmart. I mean, not against Kmart, but that store, what's that store? The Rainbow store. I mean, it just don't even look like Old Navy no more because these people are just taking up everything. You can't look at the shelves on CVS, Walmart, Target. Just look at everything just going down. Look at in the grocery store. They got all this just everything is just going down because everybody want to steal. They get a job just to steal. Don't nobody want to be good or do right. Everybody got this plot. Everybody got this scam going on. Because guess what? They master gonna let y'all get away with it. So they like, okay, if you do this, if you help me if you help me destroy your people, I'll give you this in return. You can get this in return. If you do this evil, if you be evil like me, guess what? You'll get 1 million followers. I'll give you 1 million followers on YouTube or on Twitter or whatever it is. It's just a plan, And I'm tired of being in this situation. I'm just so unhappy. I just want to have peace and lay my fat butt down in a bed and shower and wash my hair. You better be careful about drinking this water. I mean, the government is behind all this. White supremacist government is behind all this sickness. all this evil stuff, but they can't get away, or they can't, just like I was telling y'all how they were doing my checking account, what they were doing, the duplicate checks and duplicate transactions. They can't get away and can't succeed without the other people helping them. Because all those people, it was in that bank on Pico and La Cienega, they was a part of helping them. Yes, they are. These people that's working in these fast food restaurants, they are a part of helping the government. And people thought, they probably saying, oh, I'm glad I'm not you, or thinking my struggle is their struggle. What I'm going through, you're going through the same thing. People wondering why, they are part of blocking you to even have a happy life. These people were so miserable and so wicked and so vindictive. They are part of helping you not even have a good life, a happy relationship. They would come in there and turn your own husband, your own wife against you, and to help them, to help the evil white supremacist government destroy your family. You'll be surprised that you're sleeping with the enemy. They're helping these people. They know these people are attacking you and won't even say nothing. They'll be trying to collect money like, hey, if you help us do this, we'll give you this. And they will help them destroy their own partner. It's just crazy, I'm so tired of these. I'm so tired of these evil people, and it's like when I started to eat out, but I'm glad I did, because then I realized these people working at Chipotle, these people scandalous. You got to be very careful eating at those kind of places, because those people are the ones that's helping these people poison, doing wicked stuff to your food, giving you bad food. I forgot what's the name of that place I had went to on the other day. I went to Pandas. That was Sunday. No, was that Sunday? No, yesterday was Monday. I think that was Saturday. It was the weekend. Yeah, it was Sunday. I had went to Pandas. Pandas stuff looked it old. Everything up there looked it old. So I didn't buy it. I walked out. So I keep in mind, I already know they following me, right? So I was like, nah, I'm not finna buy this stuff, because all this stuff look old. So I left out. So then I went into, what was that? Ralph's Market. But as I'm walking to Ralph's Market, I'm seeing that other, I forgot, it's a bold place in that shopping center. I forgot the name. I don't know why, because I never eat there. I probably ate there twice in my entire life and never cared for it. But I'm seeing this dude looking at me as he walks in that place. Was assuming, because, like I said, I be reading people. He was assuming and hoping that I would go into that place. But instead, I went into the market. But as I left out the market, I went in that place. So when I walked in that place, I see two dudes walking behind me. But when I finna go in that place, it looked empty. So I see this other person. He couldn't have came in through that side door, due to the fact that you can't come in that side door. You only can go out that side door. But soon as I walked in the door, he jumps up. Well, he had to jump up, because like I said, he couldn't have came in the side door, because that side door was locked. But soon as I walked in that door, he appears in the store. And so he's walking, then he's standing by the register. Then the lady who's working in there, she's walking back and forth. They acting like they stalling for a reason. So I'm peeping game. So finally she comes to the register, homeboy order. And then she leaves the register. And I'm standing at the register. The next thing you know, two dudes come from the back. Then one of the dudes come to the register, and I'm watching. So he takes my order. And so as I'm watching him, after he takes my order, I'm watching the cook that had already prepared the guy's food that was in front of me. And then so I see the second dude that walked in, not the one who took my order, but the second dude who had the two earrings in his ear, two hoop earrings, bangle earrings in his ear. I see him telling the other dude to move out the way. Look at this helicopter. He just don't get enough. Can y'all see him? Well, I see the other dude. He tells the other guy that was back there preparing the food. I guess he tell him to move out the way because homeboy looking like, and because I'm watching, and homeboy telling him, I guess, to move, let me prepare. So he prepares the food. So I'm watching. I get a bowl. I pay like $9.75 for a bowl that was full of white rice. Gave me one broccoli, couple of carrots, some side of whatever it was, edges of something, some kind of vegetable. So it probably was the edges of the broccoli, the bottom parts of the broccoli. And the chicken was, I had got grilled chicken. It was all old. You can tell it was old. And it just didn't look good at all. Here come the helicopter again. I mean, look, this is what tax dollars go to. This is what they pay this person to do, to follow us around, to spy on us. To spy on us. This is what we do. Ain't nobody, this is not the land of the free. They not only spying on me and following me, they follow everybody and spy on everyone. A lot of lives could have been saved if we didn't have the government. That AIDS stuff wouldn't be around. That COVID stuff wouldn't have came around. Cancer. All this stuff. What they bring to people, we have to be careful too, because they'll bring you somebody who's infected just to infect you. So be aware of that also. You got to understand how these wicked people move and the things that they do. But anyway, the chicken was just old and just looked at and he didn't give me a lot of it, thank God, because the first two pieces, I probably ate a little piece off of it. I think I ate one piece, and then I'm like throwing the other ones to the side. And then after I'm throwing to the side, and I realized, damn, it ain't no more chicken. I done threw all these other chickens to the side because they was all brown, old, and just. But I know somebody came, one of these government people that's following me around, came in that place and told them to do something, give me old food, or maybe even put something in the food. Good thing I didn't eat all the chicken. I ate all the vegetables though, which wasn't nothing, but that it was just a bowl full of rice. I ate like half of the rice. I didn't eat all of that as well. But then I go back up and I tell the boy at the register, I said, look at this. I said, I'll buy some more grilled chicken, but look what homeboy gave me. This stuff is all old. And he looked at it. So he was like, oh, no, you don't have to buy no more. I'll give you some more. So he gives me more. And he gives me, because this is white meat. All this stuff was all brown. And what he gave me about 6 pieces more. And I just ate one piece out of what he gave me. And that was it. I said, I don't want this stuff. But I'm 102% sure, and I'm going to my 102% because I'm confident in saying this, that one of those FBI agents told them to come in there and give me bad food, or did they give homeboy something to put in the food, to sprinkle on the food, liquid, to pour over the rice, or something to that effect. To do something. That dude who told that other man to move out the way so that he can prepare my food. Um, he was told to do something. I'm sure. I'm sure. Instead of saying, this is my sister, because I already know it was one of those Hispanics who came in there and told him to do it, because those were the ones that I saw watching me as I left Panda and watching me walk into the shopping center, hoping that I go into that place. But instead of homeboy, because he was a brother, instead of saying, no, I'm not going to do this, this is my sister, he did it anyway. I don't know, because I don't know if, they intimidated him, bullied him, because I know this is what a lot of them are out here doing. This is what the white supremacist government do to people and the other people. They bully them into doing whatever. But still, can't nobody, I don't care. I won't say fearful, I would say nervous. I don't care how nervous somebody make me be. Ain't nowhere in the world you gonna intimidate me to do anything. Nothing wrong. I mean, nothing. You can't intimidate me to steal. I don't care how you mad dog me. Or I don't care. It is what it is. It's just gonna happen, because I'm not gonna do wrong, especially to give you some bad food and I know it's bad. I'm not finna do that. That's not me. I don't care if you don't like me. And I was in a situation that I was able to give you bad food, or somebody's bullying me and telling me or trying to make me give you bad food. Guess what? I still won't do it. I don't care. I have a lot of people who dislike me, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I really am, because this ain't nothing new to me. I've been going through people disliking me. It seemed like my entire life. It seemed like ever since I could remember, being in preschool, where I know something was going on in preschool, where I would cry, because ain't no kid gonna cry and holler unless something is being done to them. I could remember always crying and hollering in preschool, where they would have to call my mother, but my mother, she used to work, and my grandmother, she stayed home during the day and worked at night. So my grandmother would have to come up to the school to get me out of school, because they were doing something then. These people, they come at you young. You wonder why your kids, or some of these celebrity kids, turn into liking the same sex. These girls end up sleeping with girls. Like I said, these people follow us around. I'm not no celebrity, but I'm just saying, I know how they would do these celebrities, and they want your kids to be into liking the same thing, because these people that's attacking me, they are into that. They like the same sex, and that's okay. If that's what you want to do it. I don't have a problem with that. Just be real. You can be confident, and it shouldn't be a secret on what you're into, because if it's a secret, that means you're doing something wrong. So I don't have a problem with that, but I have a problem with you trying to make somebody be who you are or what you're into. Yeah, I just know that. And, this is what I'm going through. It's my family. My like I said, it's probably started with my grandmother. They've been watching them. The government been watching them ever since they was in Palm Lanes. It was a project before Martin Luther King Hospital. Before they built Martin Luther King Hospital, that was the projects over there. And that's where my grandmother lived at with her kids. And when they tore down the projects and built that hospital, my grandmother had moved in the same area. So they were a target ever since, then probably. And so they watch your kids and try to turn your kids out, bring harm to your kids or whatnot, whatever. I just went on all over the other side of the street, huh? But it just made me just start thinking, about, it was one celebrity man. He's an older man, and he's been married a good long time to his wife, beautiful black wife. And I was surprised to see that his daughter was gay. I was so surprised to see it. He had a handsome son as well. But because I didn't even really knew he had a daughter, and then I seen it just on YouTube, and I was like, oh, they showed a family portrait, and she was like the kind of butch person. And I was saying that's a product of the government watching these celebrity families turning out these kids. Same thing with AJ. Yeah, so yeah, because I know they probably wish I would have been that, because I can remember my mother when we were kids. My mother, she didn't let us have summer jobs and stuff. We never had a summer job, and I used to envy my homegirls. They used to be all working at McDonald's, and I used to be like, "Oh, mama, can I get a summer job this summer?" "Oh no, girl, go out and play," But she used to always send us to camp. We used to go to like 2 summer camps each summer. She used to get rid of us in the summer instead of us going to jobs. But I could remember starting camp really young. We started going to camp probably when I was like 6 or 7 years old, somewhere around there. But I remember one time in camp, and this little girl, we were in the bed talking and stuff, and then the little girl tried to kiss me. And I was like, oh, I felt like, I knew, and I was young then. I knew husband and wife because of my mother. I saw that. I knew men belong with women and women belong with men. I knew that. So I knew that was wrong. And so the next day, I was so scared of that little girl. I stayed away from her. I didn't want to be around her. I didn't want to sleep. And the next night when we went to bed, I didn't even want to sleep in the bed next to her. And I can remember I was very young when that had happened to me. And that was just, like I said, them, doing, what they do, trying to, and it's sad how these demons, they have their kids, they turn their kids into demons by telling them to do this, disrespect people, or steal, or, don't be nice, or, things to that effect. But, yeah, I just knew it was wrong, and I always knew it was wrong. I grew up knowing that ain't what you do. I never saw it in my household. So I just wasn't a part of that. And like I said, don't get me wrong. I don't knock these people for who they are, that community, the community they in. I don't knock them because like a lot of them are, truthful and honest. I can remember too, I had a homeboy when I was in elementary school. He was gay. He was so this sweet person, but I really didn't know what gay was. I used to hang out with him a lot because the bus stop, we used to catch the bus to school in elementary school, but the bus stop was in front of our house. So all the kids came in front of our house to catch the bus to go to school and stuff. I remember his name. His name was Hakeem. He was real cool. And he used to look out for me, and if somebody wanted to fight me, he had my back and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know what happened to Hakeem, but I ran into his sister before, after. And I had said, "Where Hakeem?" She was like, "He's around," and that was just it. But then we just left it at that. But their mother was into all kind of stuff, so that's probably why he came out that way. he started being, so he was that way as a young child. He had this little switch, and he was something else. Bless his heart. And yeah, but like I said, people who's real about it, I don't have a problem with it. It's just the ones that's those download people. You got to be very careful for them. Very, very careful about those type of people. So yeah, I'm just talking. I know I done went to this and this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. I be having just look at all this trash. Look what I got to. These people is just so nasty. And I know a lot of times they throw this stuff out on purpose because they know that I'm sleeping out of this car. So they just like, hey, let's just throw everything by her car and stuff. Oh, Jesus. Bless my heart, huh? I do want to walk. It's kind of hot. But walking up and down this street is kind of hot. And then yeah, at first too, when I had started eating everything, they pushed my car around the corner, I had to stop even wanting to get out the car. I would just sit in the car. Sometimes I would sit in the car for like weeks. It'd be burning up hot. I was like, I'm just so tired of these people. I don't even want to get out the car. And that ain't like me. I got so much energy because I can remember. I used to date this dude. He used to always be in my house, and he was like, "Why don't you sit down? You always hopping around. You can't be still, And he used to always tell me, "You got a lot of energy, you know that." And I remember my oldest sister told me too one time. Yeah, she had came over my house one time. I had cooked gumbo, and I'm in there dancing and all this kind of stuff. They in there drinking. I don't drink. So they was all in there drinking, and I'm dancing, and I'm like, get up, and I'm telling my little cousin to get up and dance and stuff. And she like, girl, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And my sister's like, girl, where you get all this energy from? You got so much energy. And she said, you too old for that. I said, I don't know. Because, sometimes you don't even know you have all this, but then you realize you have it when other people tell you that you have all this energy and stuff. So, yeah, but I would sit in the car for like weeks and weeks and not even get out because I just didn't want to be bothered with these people. I got tired of looking at these people. I got tired of, you can't really look because they are in disguise and got these things all on their car and, watching you from afar and admiring you from afar and stuff. But you aware that they are, so it's like, I don't even want to get out. Yeah, so, girl. Yeah, you guys. This is just something else I'm going to just put on my channel, just talking like I do. I got on my, what's this? Biggie t-shirt. Biggie, baby. This is me. All covered up, you guys. As usual. When I first came out here, I wasn't covered up like this. I said probably about, because I was still in the parking lot when I started covering up. So I want to say probably about like 7-8 months after I came out here, I started covering up my face because I started realizing all these people doing is got their cameras out videoing you. Cover up. And so I started covering up. Yeah. I started covering up my beautiful black face. Yeah, I miss just doing a lot of stuff. I used to have this bike. I used to have this cute beach cruiser. that my friend, he borrowed me. It was so cute. It was white with white walls trimmed in pink. I had a pink basket on it. My seat was white, trimmed in pink. It was all trimmed in pink, but it was white. It was a cute beach cruiser. And I used to live in this area, and it's a bike path over here in this area on La Cienega in Jefferson. I used to take that bike path. It'll take you all the way to the beach. Me and my friend, we used to ride our bikes to the beach. That used to be a good long beach bike ride. Yeah, we used to always do. We get there and then go eat, smoke a joint. They'd be at the beach dancing. I'd be out there dancing with them, and we'll hop back on our bikes and ride all the way back home. Yeah, we used to do that a lot. I used to be boning out on that bike. I sure miss it. But then when I moved to Victorville, I didn't ride it out there because I was like, this place don't look right. I hadn't noticed that as soon as I got out there. I never rode the bike. I had this dude take the bike apart, and I put it in my storage. But then after that, probably about 5 years, I had saw this person that I had knew from Leimert Park, this Jamaican dude. And he had a daughter, and I said, hey, give this bike to your daughter. He's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. He said, this bike look brand new. I said, I had it for a while, but I said, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to ride it out here. So let me, I'm a giver. I always be giving stuff or buying stuff for people. But I'm glad that stopped. I'm not really glad that stopped, but that stopped. Not just for, I'm not giving to everybody, I ain't buying people, a lot of stuff. My homeboys used to get out of jail. Yeah, I'll buy you some Nikes, some boxers, and stuff like that. And but I gave it to him and stuff. I had some old TVs in there. I had gave him the old TVs and stuff that was in my storage. The storage was connected to my garage where I parked my car at, where I lived at in Wilmington's. Yeah. I had I lost a lot of stuff out there. I can't be mad about that. It's gone. It ain't the first time I lost a lot of stuff. I remember that time when I had broke up with this dude that I was dating, and I had moved back out here. We was living out in Diamond Bar then, and I had came back out. This is when I was much younger, and I had and I hadn't lived with my mother since I probably was about I left my mother's house when I was about 14 years old to go move with my grandmother. So I hadn't lived with my mother since I was 14 years old. But when I broke up with that dude, I went to my mother's house. I took all my stuff. I had a lot of stuff. I'm the type, I buy a lot of clothes. I buy a lot of shoes because I can, My responsibility was me. And I used to love the dress. Anybody know me? I used to love the dress. I had lots of clothes, lots of shoes, purses, hats, belts, I was just that type of person. So I took all my stuff to my mother's house, and I was living there. I was like, here, Mama, can I come over there and stay with you until I find me a place? She was like, yeah. I said, I'm going to give you $200 a month. She was like, okay. So I gave her $200 a month to stay there, and I think I stayed there for about 2 months. And then I told her one day, I said, hey, Mama, I'll be back. I'm finna go to one of my friend's house and see if I can find a place out there where she lived at. She was living out in Hollywood. She said, okay. So I went out there 2 weeks, and then I came back. 2 weeks later, I came back to get all my stuff from my mother's house. My mother had put all my stuff. Do you hear me? I had a lot of clothes. She took it out of her house and put it in her garage. I had a sister that was younger than me, and I had two sisters that was older than me, but the one that was the second to the oldest, her and my younger sister, I know it was those two because those are the only ones who could have fit my clothes. They had stole everything. Do you hear me? They couldn't take my shoes because they all got, they both of them got real big feet. And my shoes was, I wear small shoes, and they shoes were like 9s and 10s and stuff. But my clothes, they stole everything. Do you hear me? I was broken because when I went back to my mother's house, and then I'm going in the room that I was sleeping in, and I open up the closet, I'm like, Mama, where are my clothes at? She said, oh, I put them in the garage. I'm like, the garage? I didn't say nothing. So I go to the garage, and I'm looking at plastic bags. I mean, everything was gone. They had left me with a couple of T-shirts. I had no pants, no shorts, no dresses, no skirts. I had nothing but like a couple of pairs of shirts. I was devastated. I was hurt. I was broken. I was speechless. I couldn't even say nothing to my mother. Because I was like, I wasn't gone for that long. I was gone for like 2 weeks. I had already gave her the $200 that month when I had left, and I was only gone for 2 weeks for her to do this. My second to the oldest sister, she's very vindictive. She's wicked. She's one of these demons. I realized that a long time ago. But my mother also let this girl control her mind. I don't know what it's about why my mother would let her daughter control her, but she also lets her daughter controls her. But I didn't even say like, Mama, what happened to all my clothes? I just got in the car, took the rest of the stuff, and it also was this big picture my mother had of me that I had took. We took some pictures with Theron after Theron had passed away from my neighborhood, and my mother liked it one picture that I had took, and I even noticed that, and she blew it up to like a big old portrait. Even that picture was thrown in the garage too. I'm like, and I saw that. I didn't even take that. I'm like, what is this all about? So, like I said, the little stuff that was there, I just took it and then I left. I didn't speak to my mother for, decades. Do you hear me after that? I didn't speak to her decades. I would go to her mother's house, which is my grandmother's house, and my mother had lived just around the corner from my grandmother and would never, ever go to my mother's house. I didn't speak to her. Never, ever for decades. Do you hear me? Behind that. And it was just like I just blanked her out. And when my sister and them had stole all my clothes, that's second to the oldest, I hadn't spoken to her prior to her stealing all my clothes. So me and her we was already not in a good place. I wasn't surprised that she stole my clothes. I was surprised that my mother allowed all this to go on. Do you hear me? And so I'm just like, damn. I was like, and then like I said, I didn't speak to my mother for a while. Like I said, I wasn't surprised about my sister because she's a thief. I mean, one time she stole my earrings. I had some bangle earrings. It had fell out my ear, and I was at my grandmother's house, and it fell out my ear in my auntie house. And my auntie saw her pick up my earring, and my auntie, I asked my auntie, Tony, damn, you see my earring? I lost my bangle earring. She said, oh, my sister picked that up. She told me that my sister picked it up. I went out there. I said, you picked up my earring? She's like, no, I ain't got. I said, bing, bing, bing. I just started binging her up. Bing, 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 bing. And then I dropped her. My grandma came out there with the broom. Get up off of your sister. Get up off of your sister. And, wasn't hitting at me. But, like I say, everybody always want to, like, I don't know what was up with this sister that everybody want to act like she's the nice person and want to always act like I'm the bad person. So my grandmother comes at me with the stick telling me to get up off of her. There's her daughter out there crying and I'm out there just beating her. And this and So me and her hadn't been in a good space for a while. She was just always want to, be the boss of things. And I'm this type, you're not gonna boss me. You're not gonna tell me what to do. And she was always this bad. Like I said, when I was even a child, she already knew that I was a good person, because I can remember her telling me one time, when we was much younger. This is when we lived in the hood in Compton, my neighborhood. And I remember she told me, like, you, Erica, you fear God. And I was like, yeah, that's right. I don't know what had happened. I forgot what had happened in that time and space. Something had jumped off, and she had said that I had feared God. It was me doing the right thing, and she was doing something wrong, and I must have said, hey, don't do that. But she recognized that I was that type of person at a young age. But she was scandalous, vindictive, always wanting to do bad stuff. But it seemed like she kind of envied me as well, like when niggas, excuse me, I don't like to say that word, when guys want to talk to me and I don't want to talk to them. I remember one time this dude from Watts Puppet, he was like, we was all walking, me and some other girls that was from my neighborhood, and they used to hang out in the projects too. We used to hang out in the Jordan Downs, but we wasn't in the Jordan Downs this time. But homeboy used to hang out in the Jordan Downs, so he used to see me in the Jordan Downs. So the homegirls that I was hanging out with, she saw him and she was like, hey, what's up, Puppet? And Puppet said, hey, what's up with her right there? And my homegirl said, you talking about Bunny Girl? He was like, yeah, tell her I want to holler at her. And I was like, ugh. I didn't like him because he was like this, bright guy. I just didn't like. I was like, ugh, I don't want to talk to him. And my sister like, ooh, Erica, please let me talk to him. Please let me have him. Go on, girl, you can have him. I just said I don't want to talk to him. So she was that type of person. She always wanted the baller type of guys. I was never into the baller type, or some guy who claimed with the power and all this kind of stuff, because I don't want to be caught up in they bull mess. And she didn't mind. That's the type of person she want and things like that. But she very scandalous, and I never forgave her for stealing my clothes, my earrings that time. But I'm glad I got to put my hands on her. But before that, me and her hadn't even, and it's so sad because, sisters shouldn't be like that. You're supposed to be, there for each other, because I'm like that. We didn't always was like that, but we grew apart as we got older, because I guess she saw that I wasn't who she was becoming. And so, because I can remember we were tight. I remember when we were young and we were ditching, and I was like, I started ditching at a young age. Real young. I don't know if I was in the 6th grade or the 7th grade this time, but these girls were out of school and they wanted to fight me. It was just me, her, and my 2 older sisters. And we were walking in our neighborhood, ditching, waiting for my mother to go to work so we can go back home, because that's what we used to do. When my mother go to work, we'll go back home and stuff like that. But these older girls wanted to fight me instead of wanting to fight my 2 older sisters. They was like, I want to fight somebody. And I want to fight her. And she pointed to me, and I'm like the little bitty one out of all of them. And these girls, they looked like they was in the 12th grade or out of school. They was like that, 12th grade or probably out of school. They didn't look like they were ditching. And I'm like, why she want to fight me? And then my sister, the one I told you that I don't care for, the second oldest, she was like, nah, fight me, so they start fighting. So, we at times we had each other backs, but like I said, we just grew apart. And I remember she went and told this person something that I had told her, and I got mad because I said, why would you tell her that? I didn't want her to know. So I had got mad at my sister, and we had stopped speaking for a while. But then it had got, out of hand. Like I said, when she had stole my earrings, then she gonna deny, and then I had to beat her up, and then that's when it was really like over. We stopped speaking. But to say that to say, I'm sharing this all with y'all, and like I said, I hate that, and I wish people would teach their kids to love their sister and love their brother, because that's who you gonna have when you get older, so try to be a part of, because friends can come and go, but try to, keep that family there instead of trading on your family and selling your family out, sacrificing your family, you know. But I'm saying all this to say, that sister, I haven't spoke to her, and woo, it's been a long time. I think the last time I spoke to her, I was 25 years old. I'm over 50 now. So that's been a long time since I spoke to her. Ah, yeah. I was 21. We were still speaking because she did go to my homegirl funeral with me. So I guess it was around about 23, 24, 25, somewhere up in there when we stopped speaking. And I haven't spoke to her since. And I will never speak to her. I'm just like that. Because once you stab me in the back, you do something vindictive to me. I mean, you just be this wicked person. You show me that I can't trust you. I can't trust you anymore. I don't care who it is, mother, father, sister, brother. I just can't do it. And so, yeah, it's been over 25 years since I spoke to her. She even got one kid. I don't even know his name. He's probably a teenager now. So I don't even know how old he is. All I know is he's a boy. I don't know how old he is. I'm thinking he's probably a teenager. I don't even know his name. So it's been a long time since I spoke to this girl. And so yeah, she don't even have a problem with being a part of helping create what's going on with me. She's one of those type. And so, like I said, when my mother had done that to me and let them steal all my clothes, and I didn't speak to my mother, and I hadn't spoken to my mother about 15 years, and then she had called me one day out of the blue, and I was surprised, and we were talking on the phone for a while, and I'm talking, hey, mama, and all that kind of stuff, and she had told me that she had moved out of her place. And I was like, why you moved out of your place? She was like, oh, I sold it. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay. That's when I had just moved from Hollywood. This is shortly after I had left her place, because I had just moved from Hollywood, when I had left her place, I moved to Hollywood. So I had left. I was like, oh, okay. And I told her, I said, I said, you didn't know, but I had moved to Hollywood when I left your place. But I said, now I'm living in West LA. And so she was like, okay. And then so she was like, your grandfather had died. And I was like, oh, are you serious? Because I had just called my grandfather 2 nights before my mother had called me. I had called him. You know how sometimes you just call, and I hadn't called my grandfather in a while. This is my father's father. And it seemed like he was suffering, like having a asthma attack or having a problem with breathing. Because when he answered the phone, he was like, and I was like, we called him Big Daddy. I was like, Big Daddy, you okay? Like that. And he was like, yeah, I'm okay. And I was like, you sure? I said, why you sound like that? I said, anybody there with you? He was like, Jordan, he said his daughter was on her way there. And I was like, okay, you need something? He's like, oh, I'm okay. The daughter's on her way. And I was like, okay, Big Daddy, I'll call and check on you again. He's like, all right. And then he hung up. And then 2 days later, my mother called and told me that. I don't know if it was 2 days later or the next day, but I know it was it wasn't over 2 days before my mother had called me and told me that he died. Then he said, oh, your sister taking it very hard. And I'm like, she was talking about the one who stole all my clothes. And I thought that was very suspicious. I was like, why homegirl taking that so hard, when she really didn't have really good things to say about him, but just always wanting to take his money. But then I just let that go. But then it kind of stuck with me. I said, God, Lee, what made me call my Big Daddy that night when he was in crisis? I really didn't know it was that serious, but I knew something was going on from the way he sounded. And I said that to myself. I didn't even let my mother know that I had called him when he was in crisis going through something. So I had to let that go. I'm talking a long time. So I let that go. And yeah. So then I hadn't spoken to my mother after that for a while, probably about over 10 years later. And she had told me, she called me again 10 later, 15 later. That's when I was living on this side of town. When I left Hollywood, I was living when I first left out of Hollywood, I moved over there off of Arlington, but I had to get away because my homeboy said that wasn't a good area for me to live in. I was living on Arlington and Adams, and one of my OG homeboys had told me that I need to move because he don't want me living in that area. So I didn't stand there. I didn't stay there long. I probably stayed there for 4 months because once he told me to leave, I had to shake the spot. So I left, and so I moved on this side of town where I'm at now. And my mother called me, and she told me that she had got her place back, and she had found out that the person that was supposed to be buying her place had done some crooked stuff. I guess he stopped paying her money, didn't give her all the money. I don't really know how all that went about, but she told me that her daughter, the one that she's always worshiping, the one that she let steal all my clothes, was the one who hooked her up with this person, and they done some scandalous stuff and was trying to steal my mother's house. But my mother had got a lawyer, and she ended up getting her house back because the lawyer had said, what they done was illegal. He said, this is not valid. This is false. He said, this is still your house. You need to go back and get your house. So my mother went back and got her house after, 10 years or some years later, because like I said, that was like, and so we continued to speak, and, but, not really all that close, because I never did talk about why she let her daughter steal all my clothes, and then didn't ever let her know, like, hey, you are worshiping her, and then she set you up with these people, and they done some illegal stuff to steal your house from you, and all this kind of stuff. I didn't even throw that in her face. And then one time she called me, I'm still living in that same place, and she like, oh, I'm not talking to the sister that she worshiping. She said that because the sister was all on Twitter. I mean, that was not Twitter, Facebook, talking about her, blasting her name and, putting it all on Facebook, talking about I'll never speak to her again in my life. And so she was telling me all this, and I'm like, wow, what happened? She was like, because of my cousin was doing something, staying at my grandmother's house, and without, just, taking over my grandmother's house. So my mother went over there to tell my cousin that he had to leave, go to his father's house. Don't be over here taking over her mother's house. So her daughter got mad that she told my cousin that. So she got on Facebook talking about her own mother, saying that how she ain't gonna never speak to her mother again, and da-da-da-da this and da-da-da-da that. So that went away. Look at the helicopter again. So that went away. Yeah, and so one day I go over there to bring my mother some food. No, one day, then when my mother called me, that my mother seemed like I can hear it in her voice. She was kind of nervous and sad and stuff. So I said, okay, I'm finna come out there. You want something to eat? She was like, yeah. So I said, I'm gonna stop at that Pollo Loco. I stopped at a Pollo Loco. Then my sister's daughter called over. She's a very disrespectful little girl. Just like her mother. Her mother teach her to be evils. So she calling over there, what you over there for? Your mama don't even like you. What you over there for? And she cursing out her own grandmother. And I told the little girl, I would break your back. Don't talk to her like that. And she said, well, she don't even like you anyway. Your mama don't even like you anyway. Well, I said, well, I like her. So I called my little cousin. I told my little cousin, I said, when you see my little niece, I told her to put hands on her. And I said, put hands on her real good for me. Because she was cursing out my mother and I got mad about it. So that's why I told my little cousin that, which was her same age, to put her hands on her. And my little cousin called me back and said, I got her, Erica. She called me Bunny too. Bunny girl, I got her. I couldn't drop her because I told her to drop her. I said, drop her when you see her. She said, I couldn't drop her because she big, but I beat her up like that. I was like, okay, cool. And then so, like I said, I'm always there for my mother and da-da-da. I was trying to be there for her. And then so I left from being out here, and then I go to Victorville, and she's back talking to that sister, I'm assuming. I think she was. Because one day she calls me out there and say, can you come out here to take me to the doctor? And I lived in Victorville. She wanted me to come out to LA to take her to the doctor. I said, okay. I drove out there, took her to the doctor. And, but I'm saying I start talking about them because they had all knew my sister, because she's a part of all this demon stuff too. She'll do anything for some money. She's very scandalous. And that's what you got to be. Watch out for those people who's so desperate for money and do anything for money instead of just find a man, a husband who's working hard that can help, that can provide for you. But they knew. My mother knew. And because I remember one time, because my mother was trying to say that I was running. I was running when I moved out to Victorville. I was running, hiding from somebody. She didn't really say it to me, but she was saying that how one of her co-workers' kids got into a gang, and then he tried to move away to get away from the gang, and they hurted him anyway. And I was like, I was telling her that ain't how it goes, and stuff like that, and and stuff like that. And she was like, yes it is, and yes it is, and da-da-da-da. So I know she was trying to say that about me. And so I'm just saying this to say, they knew all about these people trying to bring harm to me. One time, I don't know, sometimes I'm always calling people and they always in some kind of space. I think about them and they be in this kind of space. My mind says call them. So one day I'm going through this with this stuff. I'm already feeling sick and upset about being out there in Victorville and wanting to come out here to live out here in LA. I knew I wasn't going to go back and live with my mother. That was a no-no. I don't care how hard it got. I wasn't going back to living with her. I would come out here and sleep in even when I was out there in Victorville, before I even ran and fled my apartment, I would come out here and sleep in my cars, just not to even go back to that apartment. I just didn't want to do it. And so one day, I called my mother and she answered the phone and she says, no, I was people on Facebook. No, I saw one of my sister's friends, and my sister friend was saying, I asked your mother about you, and your mother said that she don't even speak to you. She said that she don't even care for you no more. She don't even like you no more. I said, what? She said, your mother said she don't even like you no more. And I was like, did she say that for real? And she was like, yeah, that's what she told me when I asked about you. And so I called my mother and I told her about it and stuff. And she was like, well, my mom, I said, you going around telling people that you don't like me? And she said, well, my mama didn't like me. I said, what? You really said that? And she's like, wait a minute, I'll call you back. My phone is ringing. So she never did call me back, and I think probably a week later I called her back because I was thinking about it. I wanted to get some stuff off my chest since she didn't call me. But she answered when she answered the phone, she said, "You just came and broke. Somebody had broken her house." So she answered the phone and she said, "You just broke in my house?" I said, "What?" I said, "I'm out in Victorville." "Oh, I know that was you. You just broke in my house and da 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 this." And I'm like, this lady is crazy. And so, keep in mind, the house that she's talking about, I'm the one co-signed and put my name on that house to help her move in that house too, okay? Not her scandalous daughter, that the one that she's worshiping. Because also when she had called and told me that she had sold the house, she said, "I took your name off the house too before I sold it." I said, "I don't care about that." No. Before she sold the house, she had told me that she had took my name off of her house. I said, "Oh, I don't care. I ain't tripping. You didn't even have to tell me that. I forgot about it. I done that for you." But then shortly after that, I guess a couple of years after that, that's when she called and told me that she had sold it. Come to find out, my sister had done some scheme, some scam, and she hooked her up with somebody who stole the house from her. But anyway, yeah, she gonna say that I had broken her house. What the H would I want to break in my mother's house for? When I lived there at that time, like I said, I had only lived there for about 2-3 months, no more than 3 months. When I had left, I gave her keys back to her house because she gave me keys to the house. I gave her keys back to the house. But anyway, I don't need to be stealing nothing out of her house. I don't want nothing out of her house. But yeah, that was the last time I talked to her. And I don't think I would never talk to her again because it's like I got tired of going ring around the rosies, and when she not friends with her daughter, she wants to talk to me. Then when she friends with her daughter, she don't want to talk to me. So it's like, I'm not finna play this. I'm grown. You don't take care of me. You ain't took care of me since I was 14 years old, 13 years old. So I don't even have to entertain her anymore. Don't get me wrong. I love my mother because I'm built that way. But to love her, that doesn't mean I have to talk to her. I have to socialize with her. Because, like I said, I told y'all, I have not spoken to my sister since I was 25 years old. So, and I went probably 10 years without speaking to my mother as well, not seeing her and everything. So I'm saying all this to say, once she crossed me, people, I forgave everybody who crossed me, because there have been a lot of people who crossed me since I've been in this situation, who have tried to set me up, who was aware and who had knowledge that the devil was after me, who had knowledge that white person, the white supremacist guy, became obsessed with me in Victorville. A lot of people all knew this. They knew that once I moved out there to Victorville, I moved where those people, these demon people, master was at. And I did not know that. I was moving to where their master was at, because I was already being attacked, but nothing like what I'm going through now. Not really. I just knew I had a lot of people that disliked me. But where all the leverage and all the pull came from is when I went out there where they master was, and then they master became obsessed with me. Because they was even before when I was even knowing they master was obsessed with me, I just knew some white person had to like me because white people were playing on my phone. White girls were playing on my phone. They were calling me Becky and things to that effect. And I was telling myself, some white dude must like me because these white girls is playing on my phone. This was my house phone too, out there in Victorville. And so they were trying to Well, they did. They set this dude up with somebody to try to pull him away from liking me. They set this dude up with a celebrity to try to pull them. I had noticed, because I'm noticing it, everything, when she did a video with this other girl. She did a song and she did a video with this other girl. And I'm listening to I was peeping game and acknowledging how they communicate over Twitter and things like that. I mean, over it was at YouTube I found that out. And I was like, it seemed like somebody's trying to hook somebody up with this girl, and maybe it's this person who like me, so that they can have this person stop thinking about me and start being with this person. Because I said, I hope that is true. I hope that works out for this person, because I'm not thinking about dating nobody out my race. That's not gonna happen. Especially because I moved out to Victorville and I saw that these type of white people, it wasn't the type that I saw where I was at, because I was living on the west side. So I knew that I wasn't dating no white people that was from Victorville, or no white people at all. But yeah, I said a lot. All right, you guys. This is where I'm at in this same space. The space of not being happy. Not being to do what I want to do. Yeah, this Fed truck, he's just sitting there with his camera up, watching. You don't know who's good and who's bad. I just know I'm not looking and being a part of nobody or interested in nobody. So, yeah, y'all all on YouTube. Y'all need to understand this. I'm not looking for y'all. I'm not looking for no man. I don't want no man. I want peace. I'm looking for justice. I'm looking for peace. I just want to go away. When I mean I'm not interested in nobody, I love men. I probably be looking at men on YouTube because that's what I like to do. It takes me from a space of being in this space that I don't enjoy being in. So I tend to just look around on YouTube at different things, videos. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm not doing nothing evil, wicked, or bad. So, yeah. I wish I was on that airplane flying or getting away, far away, and not even looking back. It ain't nobody I want to look back for. Like I said, I don't have no friends. I don't need no friends. I need loyalty, and I don't think I'm going to find that, because I haven't found it yet. And if I don't, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Do I want to thank some people? Yeah, it's a few people I want to thank. There's a couple of people, a few people that I want to give to. And that's about it. I can count them on my hands, and it's not 10 people. It's not 10 people, but I can count them on my hands that I want to thank and give to, and people that I want to thank, people I want to give to. So yeah, that's about it. Then I'm pushing. I'm not trying to save nobody. And I know how these people are on YouTube trying to say that I'm this and I'm that. And I don't know. I'm who I am. I'm not who these people say I am. That's not true. Like they try to say I'm um, what is that, a psychic or something. I'm not no doggone psychic. I really, really not into no doggone witchcraft. Because y'all know I'm a child of God. Anybody's into that witchcraft, that's a part of the devil's work. I don't do nothing that affiliates with the devil. So I'm not into that. I don't put spells on people. That's evil doing. I'm not that type of person. So I'm not into that. And I'm sure not no prophet with however they perform. I don't know if they probably performing good work of the God or whatever. I'm not that either. So I'm not who you guys say I am. I'm who I am. I'm a woman before I'm anything. I'm a good person. That's who I am. Can't nobody tell you nothing about me, or can't nobody tell you who I am but me. Later.